Good Monday morning, and welcome to Ice Age TV. Wow, it's Monday already. How the weekend goes by so quickly, everybody. It's crazy. Hey, good Monday morning there. Thanks for tuned into the Ice Age Ramble On conversation morning. Just get the day going. You know, I just like to get up in the morning and start talking. That's just who I am. Just like to throw ideas and thoughts out there for you get your day going. That's just kind of how it is. Just to get the brain a-thinking, a-moving with my morning coffee, probably just like you, or your morning tea, or whatever you have. Here we are, overcast day. I tell you what, man, it's incredible how, I say it every day, how we just have really a wet summer that's kept everything so nice and green and pretty, and what comes along with that is cutting grass on a regular basis, even weed whacking, which I haven't done that. That's such a project. It's not the weed whacking, it's replacing the line that wears you out. It's just a never-ending where you gotta replace the line on the damn weed whacker. So here we are, Monday morning. Drove the Plum Crazy yesterday. That's such a great car. It really is. It's just a really nice car. Great package. Let's get in here and see the puppies. Get the morning going. Who did the damage? I know my wife let them out earlier. I heard them out early, about 7 this morning. She had to get to work early, so, what do we got going on here, huh? What do we got going on here, puppies, huh? Yeah! Hi! Hi, your little girl. Hello, baby. Gail wants more doggy videos. Yes, Gail is requesting more dog time videos. You know, I don't know. Just guess I could do more of that. You know, the ball throwing kind of went away because the Keever dog demanded you throw a ball all the time because he always had a ball in his mouth coming up to you, forcing you to throw it. These guys aren't like that. You know, that about drove you nutty, though. I'll tell you that much. Keefer was very high maintenance when it came to the entertainment side, where it was a constant. I mean, it wore you out. I mean, it got old because he's always was wanting you to throw the ball. So if you sat down, or if you're just standing around the shop, he would come in and just put the ball in front of you. So I mean, so there was a very fine line where that became very just tiring and old. Come on, Gypsy baby. So these guys here, I really didn't mind going down that same path. I'm like, yeah, I just don't want to have to, every time I bring them outside, have to be throwing a damn ball. Here we are in the breakout shop. That bike is so nice. That is such a beautiful bike. I've wanted that motorcycle for so many years. I really have. I've had my eye on that motorcycle for a long time. All right, let's get you guys, let's get the one crew upstairs because it turns into a confrontation. That's what happens. In all reality, I don't care who goes up there personally. Whatever. But if you just get the Wheaton Terriers up there, get up there. Come on. Come on. Where's Willow? Oh, Willow's eating. Yeah, all right. Well, that doesn't matter. That's fine. I brought Kiefer's stuff. Back over here, the bananas are going bad. But I brought Kiefer's stuff back from the greenhouse. I'm going to put that upstairs, I guess, because the wife didn't want it really out there, and she was going to take it in the house. Like, no, I'm going to take claim to that. So here's good old Willow eating. That's interesting. I gave all the dog food, fed all the dogs late yesterday afternoon. I'm out of dog food. I got to go to Costco today and buy, but that's a good thing. Get rid of all the old foods, have fresh food. So anyways, it's interesting now just how they're kind of now getting interested in eating that. But the breakout, Roger Fisher is one of my subscribers, long-term gentleman up there. I guess you're in the Wisconsin territory. He reached out and said it's sciatica. Right, it's like sci-fi. Sciatica is where you have that nerve that goes down your back all the way through the back of your leg. And you know, mostly I'm not really sure how a lot of people get it, but my understanding is from people that drive a lot. And there's no doubt in my mind for all the years of me sitting behind the wheel of a vehicle and the way I position my body. And that's what's interesting is that's what drew me to the Ford brand, if I remember right, is it had massaging seats. So the Ford trucks had massaging seats and adaptive cruise control back in 2017, 18. That's where I was like, wow, I gotta get one of those trucks because it took the pressure off of my right leg and it massaged my body and it really helped. I kind of really got cured from that, kind of with the help of the adaptive cruise control as well. So thank you, Roger. Roger claims he shoveled about 8 yards of gravel around his property, filling in all his walkways and other areas. So he said he has body attica now after doing that for 5 days. Thought that was kind of funny. Good story there. Appreciate everybody else's stories that weigh in on the conversations on the channel. So anyway, so for the breakout, what just a great motorcycle. And Bob in Melbourne, he's like, he wishes he could have this, but his stature doesn't fit it for him. You know, and keep in mind, Chris, my good friend Chris, who I rode with yesterday, he's a little taller than me, and he bought the breakout, but his back issues and his body posture, that bike didn't work out for him, and he got rid of it because it just wasn't comfortable. For me, it's comfortable. It fits me. I'm 5'10", and so it does really just fit my body very well. I shared with you how my daughter, she rode it, unbeknownst to me, being behind me for a few miles, and she's borderline getting ready to crash because she couldn't handle this bike. I didn't realize until she was flashing her lights and pulled over how bad it was. That was when I first got this bike. I think I got this bike like in December of 2023, I think. So in November or December, I did a bunch of video when it was really cold out. So I think that's when I got that bike, if I remember right. I could be wrong. Could have been December 2024. No, couldn't have been. That was just last, 2023, I think. So, what model year is it? I can't even tell you, everybody. I just can't keep track of all this stuff. Of all the goodies here. So, but it is a really comfortable motorcycle, per se. What it is, I had a young man reach out. And I don't know, maybe it's not even a young man, so I should take that back. But a person reached out on my channel and said, would this be a good beginner bike? I was like, no way is this a good beginner bike, because it just isn't really a nimble motorcycle. And even though maybe somebody like me rides it or somebody else rides it that's an experienced rider, that makes it look easy, this would not be a motorcycle that I would say would be to your advantage of learning on, because it's a heavy motorcycle and it doesn't have very good steering on it. The steering's very tight. So, and I told the individual, I said, the smartest thing to do, he said, I grew up on dirt bikes, but he hasn't ridden street. I said, well, the smartest thing you do is you go to your local Harley dealer. If they're offering a rider school program, I would definitely take that. Or there's other rider school programs out there separate from being a Harley dealership. But the nice thing with the Harley dealership is it's an establishment. They give you a mid-sized Harley motorcycle. You want to get into like a 500cc motorcycle, maybe 300, maybe 250, 300, 400, whatever. But that Harley Davidson rider school will give you everything you need, being on the appropriate size motorcycle and the appropriate instruction, because riding a dirt bike in the dirt from riding a motorcycle on the street, there's nothing, you can't compare this stuff. It's like saying you drive a go-kart around your property your whole life. Now you're going to drive a big truck or something. It's like, no, it doesn't. There's a lot to it. So I hope that individual takes my word of advice and gets some schooling. And then today anymore, you have to, because you have to take a motorcycle test. Not only do you have to take a motorcycle written test, but you actually have to take a test in person. So like for my daughter, I taught her how to ride motorcycles. She took the written test, unbeknownst to the wife. Yeah. And then she took her, then she had a learner's permit, and she rode with me all the time. Then she actually took her physical test, unbeknownst to the wife, and got her license. where she had to prove she could actually control a motorcycle in a parking lot. So there are things you have to go through. And now, these days, you have to, if you want to own a trike, if you want to own a 3-wheel motorcycle, you have to have a trike license. Now, I'm grandfathered because of my age and the years of riding. I don't have to have a trike license. But for anybody out there who gets this idea, I'm going to go buy a trike, any 3-wheel vehicle, you're going to have to go and take a trike class to get a classification on your license. I guess it's a T. Mine has an M on my license to show motorcycle. And so you'd have to then have the T to have that capability as well. But if you're older, then you're exempt from that because you're grandfathered in, because I guess they figure you've been riding a motorcycle for 25, 30 years. You don't need that, I guess. And there's so many people already own trikes that I guess they just came to closure that the people in their 50s and 60s probably already own a trike to some ways. So yeah, for a Harley product, really nice. The CVO here, I say it all the time, it's a great bike, but it's just so heavy. So now, here's the question. Can I trade this for a Goldwing? You know, here's the ball game. Right now, for me to get rid of this bike, I'm going to have to spend $3,000 to $5,000 to get somebody to buy this bike. I cannot get rid of it. I cannot. People will not give me $25,000 for this bike. And the dealer basically is at $20,000. So I'm going to have to write a $5,000 check for that bike. So part of me is like, can I finagle a deal, which is dangerous, and get a Honda Goldwing, the gold color Honda Goldwing, trade out of this Harley for a Goldwing? Now, it makes no sense. I know that. I don't disagree. If I did that, I would then have 3 Honda Goldwings. Ha! Yeah. Now, would that make any sense? Not really. Not really at all. But I'm always up for the adventure, everybody. I'd rather take 2 motorcycles for the 1 Goldwing. But for me right now, we're just going to run some numbers and play with it. But I'd say it's a long shot. But I really do like that gold 50th anniversary Honda. And I'm just a guy that gets hell-bent on wanting something, and I don't give up getting it, and that's the problem. And I just get rid of this and thin out the Harley-Davidson line. But I think that in the end of the day, I don't think I'll let this go. I mean, I think that would be a mistake, just because this is such a nice motorcycle. It wasn't radically expensive. And it just is such a fun and a really cool motorcycle. I mean, this really is kind of the 70s. You know, you go back to the real Harley beginnings. To me, this just makes me think of the 70s, even the 80s. And I just think that it's such the cool-looking motorcycle. And I have done nothing to it. I don't want to do anything to it. I mean, you start kind of thinking about it. It's incredible how many people mod their motorcycles. And there's a fine line there. The only thing that changed was the exhaust on it. And that's it. And I just think kind of keeping it simple without going overboard is the better way to go. So now I got the other dogs here that are running amok. And then it turns into me kind of having to watch them. But I don't feel like having crap in my barn. What you doing there, Rebel boy? That Rebel dog has gotten so big. He is so big. It's incredible. He is a big dog, man. Never knowing when I got him as that little puppy down there in Florida. November, was it? I guess it was, yeah, it was November of last year. The never knowing he would be a big boy, if you know what I mean. So in the Triumph Rocket, you know, if you look at the Harley, the Triumph, I mean, the Harley to me has the lines, the look. It's a really fast, and it's a powerful bike. It's a 117 motor. Now the Triumph Rocket, you know, this is just a really nice package, which I like. But here's what's exciting is I got the new exhaust for the Afro Twin, and yes, when I have time to dedicate taking this exhaust off and putting the new one on, I am. And I think this thing's going to have such the cool, nice, good old days Honda type of exhaust note on it. I think the thing's going to be so much fun to get around and blast around on. That Afro Twin really is a nice bike. So, Chris and I had a good ride. And as I talk about so many times on my channel, is are you riding the motorcycle or are you just going somewhere on the motorcycle? And there's no doubt, I am the person that wants just to ride the motorcycle. And that's what makes it fun to me. It's just riding and enjoying the scenery and just, and what it does, since you're so, you have to be so in tune with what's going on around you on a motorcycle, because there's so many variables of what can go wrong. But just being out in the open air, the fresh air, it takes your mind off of so many things. That's why I like the riding aspect of a motorcycle. Is it releases that pent up frustration and energy that you have going on in your day-to-day life of having to deal with your challenges of just who we are and what we have around us. And getting on that motorcycle, it really does just free up your mind, because you're now just fixated more of just seeing the scenery around you. You know, the change of the smell of the air, the change of the temperature. And then once again, what's going on around you, up the road, behind you. So it's really kind of a, just trying to think of the right word. I can't think of the word right now. I'm kind of stuck on a brain fart here. But it just does really make you feel better. That's the thing. And now for me, for the record, I've been riding every single weekend. And I didn't do it Saturday because I had to get my exhaust after the Twin. And it was kind of a overcast day anyways. But the whole point is, when you have these motorcycles, it gives you therapy. There you go. That's the word I want to use. It gives you therapy. It really does. It really does just give you that outlet to just release so much. Now, my phone's got all the crap going on as usual, but oh well, it is what it is. So anyway, that's the thing about motorcycles. Some people are intimidated by motorcycles. Some people are scared of motorcycles, and I get all that. I mean, there's no doubt. There's a reason, because motorcycles, yes, are they dangerous? Yes, they can be dangerous. But at the same time, millions and millions of people ride motorcycles every year, and not millions and millions of people die on motorcycles. So the irony of life is a good 40, 50,000 people a year die in cars. 3,000 to 5,000 people die a year on motorcycles. Now, I know it's not the same ratio, but it's interesting how we all operate as humans, that as I'm on this channel this morning talking, people have died in their cars this morning. Now, how many motorcyclists have died this morning? Maybe a few, maybe. But I'd be willing to bet by the end of the day that you're talking hundreds of people that have died today behind the wheel of a vehicle. But we get hell-bent on getting scared of motorcycles because you don't have any protection around you if something happens. So I get that. But that goes along with your focal point of being a motorcycle. You need to be aware of that, and so that's what happens. It breaks up whatever's going on in your life, whatever challenges are going on or what's going on, because you're so much more focused on riding your motorcycle. And that's what's very, very important, which makes it fun. What's going on, pup, huh? What are you guys doing? So yesterday, I had more video content, but it turns into so much downloading. So yesterday, I didn't really make all the videos that I recorded because it turns into just too long. What I noticed looking at my channel is these really long videos that I publish that are 20, 25 minute long, the motorcycle riding. Not many people watch it, so it's not really worth it. So I think it's more about just have some video content of seeing me ride the bike, see whoever's with me riding, and then the conversation of us going somewhere, stopping, whatever. And so, that video I think kind of works pretty good. But then just making these videos where you just see this 20, 30 minute of me riding down the road with the motorcycle, it just doesn't draw much in. So it's not really worth all the challenge of transferring all that data to this phone here, then to create videos. And then what happens too is, like, when I watch the video I create, unbeknownst to you, the video's not even in sync. So it's hard to see where I was and what, going over to Chris's house. There was video actually that was really video after we left Chris's house, before I got to Chris's house. So it's just interesting to kind of see how that, it gets very challenging when you have 15, 20, 30 videos that you download onto your device. And then once you're on this device, trying to figure out where everything is, and then me making videos on this phone to merge into that, it's a freaking project. So sure, if I want to take the time to slow things down, there's no doubt my channel. If I really want to get just basic, if I really want to just go on my way to make really content, get a little more creative in the video content of making comments and pointing things out that other people do, then it turns into, you're just not going to see a bunch of videos every day. You're now going to be behind the screen of a computer, spending hours and hours and hours editing content and video to bring you a video. So once you do that, and your 6, 7, 8 hours of efforts of doing all this video content, you're not going to see but maybe one video from me, and you may not even see it the same day. You'll probably see it the next day. And that's what most people do. They bring a really quality video that's 15, 20, 30 minutes long. It may have more of that. The comments are in there. The little emojis are in there. Little, funny things they do. They get creative with their video. Well, have the music so they do lots of things. But that takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of work. And when it's all said and done, I did this. I did all what I'm talking about when I first started this channel. I did that. And, and the viewership wasn't much more than just me running my mouth and keeping it raw and then turning off the video and uploading the video. That's what I learned over the many years of doing this, is all that effort to make that special creative video. And that's the danger of social media. A lot of people don't realize is the gig is in this YouTube creation as a creator, there's so many apps and tools that you can use to make your videos better. But it's money. It's money. You end up joining up. It's a whole game that people don't realize in social media is that I've already done it. All of a sudden, you're spending $20, $30, $40, $50 a month on apps and software, and you're belonging to these other subscribers that sell this stuff to help you make your channel better. And all of a sudden, there's the ticket, is that YouTube creator has figured out how to sell apps, software, and everything else. And that's a huge thing in the industry that the social media makes tons of money off of, is they're using others to buy their programs to make them think they're going to have a more successful social media channel, while they're making money off of thousands of people that sign up for the $9.99 a month, $20 a month programs to enable you to bring all this special things. That's why this artificial intelligence is going to be huge. It's going to be huge because so many people are going to get caught up in buying the software and the programs and the apps for the artificial intelligence. That's where all the money's going to be made. For the average person, they're not going to make any more money in their life having artificial intelligence. It's going to be the people that sell the technology to people that use it, that try to better themselves. And come on, Bubs, come on back here. Come on, hey, Rebel, come on. Looky here, come on, treats. That's where it's all going. Come on, Bubs, let's go. Come on, come here. I don't know what they're doing. So that's the next big phase, and it's already happening. That all of these NVIDIA, all these semiconductor companies are selling this technology for artificial intelligence. Is all these people are going to ride off of that and make tons of money off of people signing up for the monthly subscription to be able to have a better way for you to create this artificial intelligence through media. It's going to be huge. And it's already happening. Just like me, for all the videos I have and all the content I have, what I could do with it if I really wanted to start just sitting at the computer all day and become more of the computer nerd, the computer guy that learns how to take this artificial intelligence and use my videos and create all this animation. Yeah, but it's called buying software and technology, and then spending hours and hours. And that's where the big guys, there's no doubt in my mind, the social media stars that are on our doorstep, and it's already happening, are these people that understand how to do that, and they bring you, movie-like content through their own little social media creation, and they'll get to be known because they're very smart, dynamic people that understand how to take programs and to create all this artificial intelligence type of content. That's going to be huge. So there'll be a guy, I guarantee you, that starts a channel, a social media channel, that he gets into it within a year's time, and if he knows how to do all that stuff, he'll have 100,000 subscribers. And he'll be making money like overnight. And then he'll have 1 million subscribers because he'll be like the mini, Stephen King, or, you go to the Ken Burns, you go to all the different people that have created content through movies and blah, 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 the NBC studios, ABC studios. You can just start naming off the Hollywood, who the people were that created media content that drew people in to watch it. And that's the ticket. I mean, that's the real ticket, is what I think is where it's all going with this growth of this artificial intelligence. This is just archaic. What I'm doing as time progresses, it will just be archaic. It's just, it's more about just a guy on a personal level that talks, that doesn't use all this technology, and people more inclined just to be more of a follower of me because it's just of my personality and the way I talk and the things I do. But here's what's really interesting, and I'm going to wrap it up. Elon Musk was loving Donald Trump a year ago. If you look at Donald Trump and Elon Musk a year ago, the guys had a love affair. That's all gone away. And you have to say to yourself, what happened? What happened with Elon Musk and Donald Trump? And I tell you, I'll never forget the Joe Rogan interview where Elon Musk was saying he could not tell us what he knows. He cannot tell us what he knows. And it was he'll be assassinated. So I've been thinking to myself here lately, it's like, why did Elon Musk all of a sudden really have that distaste for Donald Trump? And I know most people, and I'll agree, will say, well, because everything went south, the Doge thing, and the big beautiful bill, and Trump not reeling in the fiscal responsibility of the deficits. Come on, pups. Of the deficits. And come on, get upstairs. And so I think many will say, come on, Teal, come on. Will say, and I agree with that. But I think to myself, come on, let's go on, Gyps. I think to myself, no, what are you doing? No, get up here. That Elon Musk knows something about Donald Trump. Elon Musk must have uncovered something about Donald Trump, and it made him not like him. So I truly believe that Elon Musk knows something about Donald Trump that he can't tell others. I'm not talking about the Epstein files. I'm not talking about that stuff. What I'm saying to you is that Elon Musk seems, it's just weird. You just have to say to yourself, he totally got a distaste for Donald Trump. And do we really believe it's all about that fiscal responsibility? I mean, Donald Trump has raised his hand on trying to eliminate Musk having all this government money for SpaceX, but they're coming to find out that that's a very good program, and it'd be a mistake to gut out Elon Musk from that program and the monies he's receiving from the government for the future of space exploration and other technology. So once again, the whole point is, I strongly believe Elon Musk knows something about Donald Trump that really disappointed him and upset him. And I don't know, it's just weird. I don't know why. And this popped in my head just like yesterday. And I was just thinking, it just doesn't make any sense on why Elon Musk got so turned off so fast. No, come on. Willow, stop trying to get Gypsy. So anyways, that's it. I'm gonna shut the hell up. Gotta go to work. And once again, I just am intrigued by the relationship that went so fast, soured so fast. And I think that Elon Musk knows something. But he can't tell us. What the hell is it? I don't know. All right, everybody. God bless. Have a great day.